Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Shefa Brucha v'Atzlucha. We are now in parashat Nitzavim. Of course, very interesting parasha, and it's right before Rosh Hashanah, the last Shabbos of this year. Atem Nitzavim, you are standing here today in front of God, your heads, the tribes, your elders, your policemen, your everybody, כל איש ישראל, תפכם, נשכם, גרך, אשר ברכך חוטב וצך. What is all this description for? אתם ניצבים היום כולכם, it's written, you are, all of you, standing, hoi, today, לפני השם. And then, the heads, that all the tribes, the elders, the policemen, again, כל איש ישראל. Everybody, again. And then tapchem, the children, the women, the gerim, and the those who take the water. And what is all this description? We understand when you already say twice, everybody. Everybody is everybody. The Torah wants to tell us something very interesting. First of all, you have to understand and realize that we all in front of God the same. And that we're not alone. We belong to each other. We are one part, one unit. And that brings to the question, we are going to go through a covenant with God, a brit with God. On what brit are we talking about? If we remember, last week we had also a brit. So what brit is this? What covenant did we do last week? What brit was this? What is this all about? And the big question is, what is Rashi saying here? You made God angry, very angry. Did a lot of naughty things. And he didn't finish you. Because what was happening is, says Rashi, Atem Nitzavim. Am Yisrael learned last Parsha so many curses that really it puts you in a depression. What's going to be? All those curses. If I'm going to do this, this is going to happen. I'm really, if you go on the list of the curses, terrible curses. So they didn't know what to do. What's going to be? God says, so Moshe says, okay, it's okay, nothing happened. You see, you are not exactly saint, you sinned, and still, here you're standing, nothing happened to you. All those curses didn't happen. You were standing here, all of you, everybody. So what's going on? Is this a game? What? From one side, the Torah is telling us, if you're going to do this, this is going to happen, this is going to happen. Then you said, okay, don't worry, nothing is going to happen. So, what's going on here? So, should I believe the curses? Shouldn't I? Why do you write curses if there is no intention to do them? But what's going on here? Says Or HaChaim HaKadosh, you have to understand, there are two different britot here, two different covenant. I hope I'm saying the right word. Two different covenant. One is between us as an individual in front of God, as one, and the one we're talking in our parsha is everybody together. The unity of Am Yisrael, the aravut ha'adatit, the togetherness of Am Yisrael. The involvement of each one of us in the other. That's the brit we're talking here. And this brit is the most important brit. And if you're in this brit, nothing is going to happen to you. In other words, if we want to win the judgment day, Rosh Hashanah, the best thing to do is belong to the congregation. Do the good to others. And if you don't understand it, so look what's written in our parsha. Pen yesh bachem ish o isha o mishpacha o shevet asher levavo poneh hayom me'im Hashem Elokeinu lechet avot. If there is one man or woman or a family that is going to go against it and says, nothing is going to happen to me. I went through a lot of years and Baruch Hashem, I am here. And he's going to listen to all the curses and says, it's not for me. Says, B'shrirut libi elech, I'm going to do what I want to do. I'm going to enjoy life. I'm going to go on and doing all the stupid things that I did last year and the year before. Lo yoveh Hashem sloach lo. Be careful, be aware. Look around and see. Yes, sometimes you see a Rasha that enjoys life, but this enjoyment is because he's going to get all his reward in this world and he's going to be punished in the next world. That's not what we want. And if you think for a minute that if you go against God, God is going to say, okay, I forgive you. If you go against it and you don't do tshuva, God is not going to forgive. And nevertheless, the power of you as one in front of God is so much less than the power when you stand together with a congregation, with all Am Yisrael. This is what the Torah is trying to tell us. First of all, don't do what you want to do and go on with your rotten way, with your bad way, thinking that nothing happened to you last year. Look around and see. A lot of things are happening all the time. And God has got his calculation. And the second thing is to understand, if we want to win, Atem Nitzavim Hayom Kulchem, if all of us together will stand in front of God, so God is looking at us as a congregation, as one unit, all of us, each one with his private abilities, private talent, with his own intelligent, but everything is for the klal, for everybody. I am here for the others. There are 13 midot rachamim, the 13 midot of rachamim. Chanun, Hashem, Hashem, El Rachum, Vechanun, and we all know them. And there is a Gemara that said, Asur kaseder hazeh, if you do what is written here, what's written here, then I will spare you and I will give you all the best of this world. Some people don't realize, understand, they think it's enough to read it. And they read it and nothing happens. They're still in the same position. It's like this doctor. He came, a guy came to him very ill. So he gave him a prescription, gave him pills in a bottle and told him, read very carefully the instruction. A week later, he's got a phone. This guy is almost dying. What's going on? Nothing helped. The doctor rushed to get to him, and he gets to him, and he starts examining him, and really the situation is terrible. Suddenly, he looks at the table near the bed, and he sees the bottle of the pills full. He didn't touch even one pill. He says, what's going on? Why didn't you take the pills? He says, you told me to read the instruction. He says, stupid. When I told you to read the instruction, it's in order to take them. It's not enough to read. It's not enough to say, Hashem, Hashem, El Rachum, you are merciful, you are good, and you are... No, you have to be good. Mahu chanun ata chanun. God is merciful, you should be merciful. God forgives, you should forgive. If you have something going on with your friend, you should forgive him. You want God to forgive you, you forgive your friend. And this is the way to look at it. There is no other way. So here we see, the Torah is telling us, you want a good year, you have to go in the gate of the year in Rosh Hashanah in a good way. And what is the good way? We still have got time to prepare ourselves, to understand and realize it's no good to stand alone in front of God. Read again all the curses in the last parsha. The only way to stand in front of God is together with others. And that this means also action. It's not just standing there. It's doing things. It's caring for each other. It's giving to each other. It's forgiving to each other. How are we going to stand in front of God? This is a thing that every year, I think every year I'm telling this story. It's a real story. It happens a few years ago. I think it's quite, you know what? It's quite, maybe 10 years ago or something like this, I don't know. And the story is like this. A kibbutz here in Israel, they had a factory of something, I don't remember what it was, maybe something in high-tech. And they had a connection with a firm in Japan. And they were closing a deal. And from Israel, they sent one of the members to close the deal in Japan, in Tokyo. And the guy buys a ticket, flies to Tokyo, and he goes down from the plane. and he's got a sign, his name, so in his firm, so the people will recognize him, and he's looking for the sign for the company that is welcoming him and taking him to the meeting. He sees something, but suddenly it's not there. So he's walking around for an hour, 2 hours, nobody comes. So he's got no option. He phones the Israeli, the kibbutz, and asks him, what's going on here? I'm here. Nobody's waiting for me. I thought I saw something, but it's nothing. I'm already here 2 or 3 hours and nothing is happening. Nobody is here. So the company in Israel, from the kibbutz, they're phoning the company in Japan and they're asking them, what's going on here? Our representative is there and nobody comes to take him. He says, what do you mean nobody comes to take him? Of course. There was our representative, and when he saw how your representative was dressed for a business meeting here, no honor. What do you think? This kibbutznik came with the jeans, with sandals, and a t-shirt. Stupid. You're going to a meeting, a business meeting, and in Japan, you have to be dressed properly, with a suit, with a tie. We saw disrespect, and we don't do business with firms like this. You disrespect us. That's the way you come to a business deal. So we went away, and they lost a big business that they could have done if they would have the common sense not to come to a meeting dressed like this. And this reminds me, years ago, today it's not like it was, but years ago, in our field, in the furniture business, the office furniture especially, if you came to an exhibition, you had to come with a suit and tie. Like if nobody even talked with you if you were not dressed properly, how it should be in doing business. Nobody would do business with you if you come with a t-shirt or with how do you say, gym shoes, התעמלות shoes, whatever. Anyway, sport shoes. Anyway, once, years ago, we came to an exhibition and the suitcase didn't come. And we had to go to the exhibition because it was only a few days, and if you lose time, you lose business. So we had to go with the clothes that we traveled. Well, we didn't have any intention to go directly to the exhibition. We were thinking about going to the hotel, changing our clothes, put suits on, and go to the exhibition. But now there is no suitcases, and we are dressed with the casual clothes that we take for the plane. So what should we do? So we decided we have to go. Unfortunately, also in the plane, one of the stewardess spilled something on my shirt. We felt terrible. It was unbelievable, a terrible feeling going around the exhibition. Today, by the way, it's not like today. You can come with sport shoes, with a t-shirt, dressed nice, but you don't have to be formal anymore. But at that days, you had to. So, how are we going to stand in front of God? We have to prepare ourselves. Imagine to yourself that you have a meeting with somebody that is going to decide your future. Like this kibbutznik. Wouldn't you check who is the one you're standing in front? How should I be dressed? How should I prepare myself to this meeting? Atem Nitzavim hayom kulchem. All of you, you're standing now, you're going to stand in front of God, who is going to decide what's going to happen with us in real life. It's a matter of life and death. So what do we do? How do we prepare ourselves? How are we going to be dressed for this day? Are we going to come with shorts? Are we going to come like just as another meeting? This is a meeting that is going to change our life. So we have to prepare ourselves how to stand in front of God. This is what the Torah is telling us. And then we have to answer, okay, this brit, this covenant that God did, it was with our ancestors. It's nothing to do with us. It happened years ago. How can they commit us to what God did with them then? We were not there. So the Torah is telling us, ולא איתכם לבדכם אנוכי כורת את הברית. It's not only with you that I have this brit. It's with everybody here, and ישנו פה, עמנו עומד היום לפני השם אלוקינו, ואת אשר איננו פה היום. And also those who are not standing here, which means us. So how can you do a thing like this? הרי it's written, אין חבים לאדם שלא בפניו. You cannot put a duty on somebody if he's not there. You cannot force somebody to do something if he's not there. But זקין לאדם שלא בפניו. You can win for somebody and take good things for somebody even if it's not there. If it's a commitment that is going to obligate to that is obligation, that is you have to do things in order to do that. It's let's say it's a obligation that's going to tie you to do certain things. How can you force somebody if he's not there? You have to do it disparate together with him. This agreement has to be between two sides, not one side. But the Gemara says, Zakin le'adam shelo b'fanav. If you can take something good or make an agreement that is going to have a lot of good benefits for the one that is not there, you can do it. And it's going to work because it's for its own good. If it is going good, of course it's going to agree for it. Says Or HaChaim HaKadosh, this is the kind of agreement. If you think for a minute that the commitment to God, that your obligation that to God, and that the mitzvahs that you have to do is going to be a liability, that's going to be a hard things to do, it's going to be a bad thing. No, on the contrary, that's the best thing that can happen to you. All those mitzvahs are going to bring you the next world. They're going to bring you the best things of the world. So if this is the case, you can commit even somebody who is not there. So we are committed. And this commitment also means that this is for the best of us. Who can imagine in the normal world that somebody who committed a sin, a lot of sins, is going to come in front of a judge and the judge is going to forgive him because he says, I'm sorry? Doesn't happen in the real world. But with God, Chodesh Elul, Rosh Hashanah, it happens. We have the privilege to approach God, and He's near us more than ever. We have the privilege to stand in front of God and ask His forgiveness and say we're going to change our ways, and God is going to forgive whatever we did. Because God is not only our judge, He's our Father. It's like the story with this guy who had to go to a court case, and then it was a terrible thing that he did, and the verdict could be very, very, very bad for him. So he didn't know. He took the best lawyer he can, and they told him what to say and how to wear. As we said, you are going to stand in front of a judge. You have to come dressed properly and prepare yourself and do exactly what we tell you to do, said the lawyer. The judgment day came, and he had to stand in front of court, and he was trembling. He couldn't go into the court, in the hall, because he was really frightened of what's going to happen. So the lawyer calmed him down, says, come down, it's going to be all right, sit, come down. And he's trembling. And they're sitting there, and suddenly the judge comes in, and the guy starts laughing and smiling. So the lawyer says, be quiet, come down, the judge is in. And he's going on. He says, if you're going on, I'm going to leave. I'm going to go out. You're going to stay here alone. And he's going on, hey, what happened? He says, maybe he's got it like, it got it to his mind, like he's so desperate that he's starting laughing. And he's whispering to the lawyer, it's my father. The judge is my father. Of course, in real life, it doesn't happen. But if the judge is your father, what have you got to be frightened of? So from one side, we have to prepare ourselves in the best way we can. From the other side, don't worry. Kodesh Baruch Hu is our Father in heaven. The only thing He wants, that we are going to stand there together, not alone, as we said, together with each other, helping each other, supporting each other, being a part of the klal, be a part of the congregation, a part of the community, and stand in front of God that is our Father. And even if we sinned, and we sinned, we have the privilege that the judge is our Father, and a Father that loves us so much that we cannot even compare it to anything. So the big lesson is, Atem Nitzavim Hayom Kulchem. There are two britot, there are two covenants. One is with the private guy, and the other one is with everybody, with the klal, with the whole Am Yisrael. And the one that is me alone in front of God, get away from there. It's a bad place. It's a bad position. Get to the position to be a part of the congregation, to be a part of the klal. And then, Atem Nitzavim Hayom. Then we're standing, and it doesn't matter who you are. A professor in university, a big rabbi, or a cleaner, whatever. We are all equal in front of God because we are one unit. One unit that stands in front of God. If we stand together and prepare ourselves to this beautiful, unbelievable day of judgment, and the judge is not just another judge, it's God himself that is our Father in heaven. And he is asking us to prepare ourselves properly, to stand there wearing our good clothes, prepared to do and bring the best fruits that we can of our deeds, and ask for his forgiveness together as all. And when we do this, Be'ezrat Hashem, we will have a beautiful, unbelievable year. So I wish us all Shana Tova Umetuka. Don't forget, we have a few days to prepare ourselves properly to the meeting with God. How to dress, how to act, what to do, and let's grab as many mitzvahs as we can that are going to be involved with all the others, not by ourselves. All the best, and have a good, beautiful, sweet year.